Hey guys, this is Travis with Beyond Bipolar blog. So the last antipsychotic I haven't covered was Abilify. This is probably going to be another short one. Like I said before you take this into consideration, take this with a grain of salt. Just because the med doesn't work for me doesn't mean it will work for you. It's best to try it and see how it experience might be when it comes to you trying the drug. Don't be afraid to start, because there's always an option to quit. So bear with that in mind, keep that in mind. Anyways, Abilify was kind of one of those drugs that just killed me with akathisia. It was actually the number one drug that was immediate. The akathisia was there immediately when I had it the very first day. Invega was pretty bad, but nowhere near the effect of Abilify. Akathisia, like I said before, is kind of like the inner restlessness. Over a long-term basis, it lasts like it can last a day, and that was the biggest problem. I might have hated Geodon, as I explained in the previous video, because it was such a short-term SI arrangement, or I would just get SI immediately at a certain period of time that would only last like 15 minutes. But this feeling is worse because it lasts long-term. If you want something that grinds on you for like 24/7, then akathisia is probably the one side effect you don't want. Because I know for certain the psychiatrist stated that some people have committed suicide because the side effects akathisia cause so much problems. Now, it is possible that it has a black box warning level on some of the antipsychotics, which means that they are prone to cause suicide. So keep that in mind. I don't know the dosage. I know I took it in 2009, but I was at my wit's end before I went back on Aripiprazole. And, no matter what, the psychiatrist convinced me to keep trying antipsychotic. I kind of regret it, but at the same time, if I didn't try him, then there's no way I'd be able to experience if it was going to be effective or not. Anyways, if you don't have akathisia, good for you. You might have weight gain, you might have dry mouth, you might experience tiredness, but akathisia is the one thing you don't want. And there's other medications you can try, like propranolol. Never worked for me. These side effect medications used to treat it never worked for me. And I am on Lithium, and sometimes I do experience that akathisia, but it's more like restlessness, and it doesn't happen very often. So I'm glad that the newer atypical antipsychotics don't cause it. Now, just because, as I stated before, just because Abilify never worked for me, I know a close friend of mine that has been on Abilify for a long time, and it's actually worked for her. So, anyways, please comment if you have been on Abilify. Please comment if you have a better review. I can't really give a good review. I just list drugs that I've tried that I know that worked, didn't work, and the side effects. The worst side effect here is akathisia for most of the meds I've been on. That includes Invega, Aripiprazole, Abilify, and sometimes Lithium, which is rarely on occasion, and Zyprexa, Clozaril causes somnolence, along with Seroquel. So imagine that. Some causes so much somnolence, you sleep all the time, versus akathisia, which is a nightmare. You don't ever want that, because if it's really that bad, you might want to commit suicide because of the side effects. So please consult the doctor if you experience akathisia. It's kind of inner restless in your legs. You can't sit still. It's kind of like a grinding sensation. It's not really burning, but there's definitely some issue with your motor sensation, because you just can't sit still. And if you don't sit still, then it just gets worse and worse. Imagine being on coffee so long, so much, or 5-hour energy drink that you're kind of stuck, immobile, stuck inside a box. It's just a horrible feeling, or in a cage. It's just horrible. You don't ever want that feeling.
Is it an emergency? Should they call the doctor? when they get
I don't think it
akathisia?
is an emergency because it is over a long period of time, but if you do experience it more than like 3 to 5 days a week, then please consult the doctor, because this could be the thing that ends up killing you in the end, because in spite of it treating the psychosis or the bipolar or the mood instabilities, akathisia can truly kill your reason to stay in the med. And I know that feeling. I know how difficult it is, and you just have to someone experience to see what akathisia is really like, and just be grateful you don't have it if you never had it. So is there anything you want me to say
Is there
before
a difference between withdrawal and akathisia, the feeling?
You know, there might be some similarities with withdrawal and akathisia, but I don't think withdrawal is necessarily in the legs or restlessness.
No.
It's just more uncontrollable anxiety, maybe, that stems to suicidal ideations versus restlessness in the legs. It doesn't feel like a caffeinated drink where you're drinking too much. It's more like, uh-oh, I'm gonna die. Uh-oh, I'm having anxiety. I don't know what to do. I want to kill myself. Things like that. It's kind of like a dreaded sensation. And both are dreadful. But akathisia is just like in your legs. You're pacing. You can't sit still. And with SI related to anxiety for withdrawing, it's definitely very problematic. You might actually feel more sick than before. I don't know. You had experience with Ativan, so what's the difference?
That was actually withdrawal, though, I realized, though, because I stopped at cold turkey, but I felt like I had to like run around, and I couldn't, and my body couldn't run around, and that made it really difficult to
I actually,
like
now that you mention it, you do say it's the side effect, but I do remember Jordan Peters said he had akathisia while withdrawing from...
Yeah, he did. So I guess it goes hand in hand, because he had to actually go to a doctor in Germany or something. The thing is, when I had akathisia, when I mentioned if he has to go to the hospital or something, or call the cops, I mean, yeah, if you're gonna kill yourself, call the cops, but I actually was suicidal at the same time. I sat in the bathtub, thought that would shake it off, but it just got worse and worse. I didn't know what was going on until they actually gave me I went to the hospital. The doctor didn't even think that there was anything wrong with me, but it was all this internal sensation that I had to keep on moving and running. And I went to the Hastings Hospital, and they just gave me a shot of maybe Ativan, and that's what done it. So that just proved I was addicted to it. I also think I had akathisia. Maybe it was on Latuda, I can't remember, but it was on one of those that I actually have a video about it saying, come on man, I can't stand this med or whatever.
That was me.
No, that was me too. So be really careful, always on these drugs. There may be side effects, but all bodies are different. With akathisia, I think, do you feel akathisia at night? Is that why you have suicidal ideations when you wake up, or is that different?
No, this is just dread, dude. Like it's like an internal feeling where you just want to commit suicide for no apparent reason.
Are we going to be talking about that for the next video, or
probably do that at home because it's going to be too long.
Okay.
So they're probably going to cut that off. But anyways, akathisia sucks. Kyle experienced it with withdrawal. I experienced it while on a med. Either or, you can experience either on an anti-anxiety medication or antipsychotic.
What about antidepressants?
It's possible.
Really, you can?
I never had it with antidepressants,
me neither.
but it's possible. Anyways, please like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell button if you're interested in future videos. I cover a lot of reviews and meds, and hopefully you've seen them: Seroquel, Geodon, Risperdal, Invega, Clozaril, Zyprexa, and Abilify. And Abilify is the last one I tried to cover. Thanks. Bye.